Hey guys, my name is Gabby, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming the alternate endings book tag. I will put a link in the description for the original. I think this is such a cool tag. It's kind of tricky because obviously there will be some spoilers with this tag because I'm talking about alternate endings for books, but I will be holding up the book that I'm going to be talking about before I talk about it, so if you don't want to hear spoilery content about the ending, then you can just mute me for that section of it. Let's just jump right into it.
I think you're moving in too close, but I think that it's my body wanting it the most, like
So question number one is, who should have died? Let's just jump right to the point. I'm going to be talking about this book here. So who should have died? I think freaking Charlie or Silas, whatever their names, should have died at the end of this series, just so something would have happened at the end of this series, because I feel like the end of these Never Never books were so anticlimactic and lame, so I feel like if one of them died, it would have been like so much more dramatic. These books could have used something a little bit to help out the trauma aspect, I think. Question number two is, who should not have died? Talking about this book, so spoiler warning, who should not have died? Freaking Logan should not have died. My heart is broken forever because of this. I just really would like for him to have not died in this book. It would have been Next up, number three is, who should not have gotten together? And I'm gonna be talking about Nothing More by Anna Todd. Dakota and Landon should not have gotten together. They're annoying as shit. They're like really annoying characters, and I don't care if they're together or separated, but like they're more annoying together, and Dakota's just very like over the top and cringy, and everything about this book is pretty cringy, so ugh. Next up is, who should have gotten together? And so I'm going to be talking about Highly Logical Behavior by John Corey Whaley, and I think Clark and Solomon should have gotten together. I know it said that Clark is like straight, but like it talks about how like Solomon is gay and he has a crush on Clark, and then the way he goes about talking about it with Lisa, and then Lisa like leads him on, you know, and says, I think Clark is like into you, whatever. And then like he goes and like flirts with Clark or whatever, and he tries to like get him to be with him, and it was just so sad, and like I wanted them together. I shipped it so hard. So I think Clark and Solomon should have been together. I would have shipped that so freaking hard. Number five is, create your own ending. Either change an ending you didn't like or finish a book with a cliffhanger. I'm gonna be talking about The Cellar by Natasha Preston, so spoiler warning. I would have definitely changed the ending of this because I did not like the way that this book ended with her boyfriend or her love interest or whoever the fuck was the one who ended up like finding the girls and figuring it out like before the police. I just thought that was so like unrealistic and cheesy. I would have changed this, and I would have made the girls in this book figure it out themselves and figure out a way to escape themselves. I think that would have been a lot more interesting than being saved by like her boyfriend or whatever. It would have been more realistic if the police had found them first, or if the girls had been able to escape themselves. I just thought it was really cliche and cheesy how it was the boyfriend. I don't know, it was just a weird ending. But I did really enjoy this book, and it built suspense very well. I just thought the ending was so like lame, so I would definitely change that about this. Number six is, create an epilogue. I'm gonna be talking about The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, and I don't really know, like I think this book just needs an epilogue. The way it ends very, very abruptly, and spoiler warning, if you haven't read it, mute me. But the way this book ends so abruptly, it just ends with them like, you know, she ends up getting deported, right? And she goes to Jamaica, and then it's like he's still in America, and then it's like some time passes, I believe it's like 5 years, and then the book just ends with them seeing each other again on an airplane, and they're just like, Natasha, Daniel, boom, ends, right? Like awesome and beautiful the way this ended, but at the same time, I need an epilogue chapter. I would love to know what happens in the future. Do they get together? Are they like, you know, does she move back to America? I need to know what happens. So I think this could definitely use an epilogue. I would love an epilogue. Number seven is Happily Ever After. Give a character the happily ever after they deserve. So I'm gonna be picking Rylan from Pieces of Me because I think he deserves so much better. I mean, I do know that this is book one in a series, and I have not read the other books in this series. I don't know if he does get the happy ending he deserves, but just based off of reading this first book alone, hell no. Just the way he gets treated at the end of this is like complete bullshit, and I love him, and he's one of my favorite characters, and I think he deserves better. He's such an innocent puppy. I love him. And the last question, number 8, is multiverse. And this is connect the end of one book series to the beginning of another book series. This one was kind of hard for me because I don't read a lot of series, but I just decided to talk about the book Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid because this book has its own multiverse in it. And I just thought, like, what if more books were written like in the style of this book, where like a character makes a decision, based off of that decision we get to see both alternate realities of that one decision like play out in the book. I just thought, what if more books were written in this way, or like could be written in this way, and like how cool it would be to see some books written with like different realities happening. Like I think that this is such a cool concept, and I wish that this was like included in more books of like these characters make different decisions, and based off those decisions we see alternate realities happening. Like, you know how cool that would be for like, say, this book, like the ending of this book, if we get to see both realities of, say, Natasha. Like, the whole premise of this book is Natasha getting deported. Like, will she get deported that day? Her family's getting deported to go back to Jamaica. And, you know, like, it'd be so cool to see alternate realities of, like, Natasha getting deported and then Natasha not getting deported. I think about this book a lot, and this book has made me think differently about all these other different books because of the way it's written, and it's just so beautiful. I could go on and on about this all day. I've thought about it a lot, and it's like, that would be so cool. That would be the coolest. Oh my god. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. Sorry that got a little ranty and fangirly at the end. What do you think about all this? And like, what is one book that has like a really terrible ending, without giving me any spoilers, that you would change? And why? Like, why would you change it? Like, do you just not like the ending? Do you think it's like bullshit, cheesy, what? Like, just without like hardcore like spoiling me for anything, but like, what is an ending that you would change? Then also, like, what do you think is like one of the greatest endings that you've ever read? Like, I'm curious, like, what like is like you read the final page and you just got like chills and it was like the best. I'm obviously gonna go with We're the Ants as one of the best endings I've ever read. I just really love it. It's very powerful shit. Really liked the end of The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That last page just gave me chills, and it was so good. And even the ending of Maybe in Another Life, this ending freaking made me cry, and was so powerful and beautiful, and like, ugh, it just like clenched my heart. Yeah, those 3 endings are some of the best endings I've ever read. I don't know, should I like make a full video about my favorite book endings? Should that be a thing? Like, I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you guys next time.
I think you're moving in too close, but I think that it's my body wanting it the most. Like,